Remember when you could stay up until 2 a.m. watching terrible reality TV, wake up at 6 a.m., go to work, hit happy hour, and still have energy to make plans for the weekend? Yeah, about that. Somewhere between your last Britney Spears concert and learning what accountability means in a work email, something happened. You became tired. Not "I need a coffee" tired. More like "I need a medically induced coma" tired. So let's talk about why your body has apparently decided to cosplay as a dead phone battery. And no, it's not because you're old. It's because biology is, and I cannot stress this enough, hilariously unfair. There are 7 actual biological reasons you feel like a sentient pile of laundry. And before you say, "Just drink more water," let me stop you right there. We're going deeper. We're talking hormones, cellular dysfunction, and the cruel irony of needing sleep to have energy but being too tired to actually sleep well. Let's begin with the obvious culprit, the one your doctor will nod knowingly about while typing something ominous into their computer. Reason number 1. Estrogen, or rather, the sudden and frankly rude absence of it. Here's the thing they don't tell you in health class. Probably because they were too busy showing you a VHS tape from 1987 about changes in your body. Estrogen doesn't just handle your period. It literally runs your cellular power grid. Inside every cell, you have these things called mitochondria. The powerhouse of the cell, if you were paying attention in 9th grade biology instead of passing notes about whether Chad liked you. When estrogen drops, your mitochondria become, how do I put this scientifically, absolute garbage at their one job. It's like your body hired a new energy manager and they just don't show up anymore. Your cells are trying to charge themselves with a frayed iPhone cable from 2012. And then, progesterone also pieces out, which means your sleep quality tanks. So you're getting less energy production and worse sleep. So what do? 3 things, and none of them are MLM supplements from your high school friend on Facebook. 1. Get your hormones tested. And I mean actually tested. Estrogen, progesterone, testosterone. Yes, testosterone. Women have it too. 2. Talk to a doctor who actually listens to you instead of saying, "Just lose weight," like it's a magic spell. Hormone replacement therapy isn't scary. Outdated medical advice is. And 3, lift heavy things and eat protein, which we'll get to. Because oh boy, do we need to talk about your muscles. Reason 2, insulin resistance, which is just a fancy way of saying your body has developed trust issues with glucose. After 40, your cells gradually become less responsive to insulin. And insulin's whole job is to be like, "Hey, I brought you some energy." And your cells are like, "I don't know her." So even though you're eating food, normal, reasonable food, your cells are just not accepting deliveries anymore, which means you feel exhausted because your body literally cannot access its own fuel. It's like having a full tank of gas, but the fuel line is kinked. And the absolute kicker? Insulin resistance makes you crave more sugar and carbs, which makes the problem worse, which makes you more tired. It's a vicious cycle, and it's why you can eat half a pizza at 2 p.m. and need a nap by 2:30. 4 strategies to unfriend insulin resistance. 1. Get your fasting insulin tested, not just glucose. Insulin rises years before glucose shows a problem. Be the early adopter of your own health crisis. 2. Reduce processed carbs. I know, revolutionary. But the difference between eating healthy at 25 and 45 is that now your body actually holds you accountable. 3. Walk after meals, just 10 minutes. This is genuinely a cheat code, and I don't know why more people don't talk about it. 4. Try time-restricted eating. Giving your body a break from constant snacking is like giving your phone a hard reset. Reason 3. You're losing muscle mass at an alarming rate, and muscle is basically your body's savings account for energy. After 40, women lose about 8% of muscle per decade. 8%. That's like if your bank automatically withdrew 8% of your money every 10 years just for existing. And here's the cruel part. Muscle is where glucose gets stored and burned. Less muscle equals less capacity to actually use energy. It also means your metabolism slows down, because muscle burns calories even when you're doing nothing, which was very helpful when you could eat an entire Taco Bell menu at 2 a.m. in college. Now, if you eat a chalupa, your body's like, congratulations, this is now permanently part of your midsection. The solution is annoyingly simple but requires effort, which is honestly the worst kind of solution. Lift weights, real weights, not the pink 3-pound dumbbells you bought in 2009 that now hold your door open. You need to actually challenge your muscles 2 to 3 times a week. Squats, deadlifts, presses. The exercises that make you question your life choices while you're doing them. And eat 1 gram of protein per pound of ideal body weight per day, which sounds impossible until you realize it's just like a chicken breast at each meal and a protein shake. Very doable, very boring, very effective. Reason 4, hypothyroidism. Your thyroid has decided to do the bare minimum and call it a day. 1 in 8 women develops thyroid problems. Those are Hunger Games odds. And here's the frustrating part. Most doctors only test TSH, which is like checking your car's gas gauge but ignoring the engine light, the weird noise, and the smoke coming from under the hood. Your thyroid controls your metabolism, energy, body temperature, brain function, basically everything that makes you feel like a functional human. When it's underactive, you feel like you're buffering. And because the symptoms are vague, tired, cold, brain foggy, weight gain, doctors often diagnose you with being a woman over 40 and send you on your way. Get a full thyroid panel, not just TSH, free T3, free T4, reverse T3, thyroid antibodies, the whole menu. Don't accept your TSH is normal as the end of the conversation. Your thyroid also needs specific nutrients: iodine, selenium, zinc, iron. It's high maintenance, like a sourdough starter, but inside your neck. Reason 5, low iron, which sounds boring until you realize iron is literally what carries oxygen to every cell in your body. No iron equals no oxygen equals no energy. It's that simple. And here's the sneaky part. You can have normal hemoglobin, but completely depleted iron stores, measured by ferritin, which most doctors don't test unless you specifically ask. If your ferritin is below 50, you're going to feel like death warmed over, and your blood work will look fine. Test your ferritin. Eat iron-rich foods with vitamin C. Make sure your copper levels are adequate, as iron needs copper to be absorbed, transported, and stored. Number 6. Your sleep quality has collapsed like the housing market in 2008. Hot flashes, night sweats, waking up at 3 a.m. to contemplate every decision you've ever made. Thanks, hormones. You might be in bed for 8 hours, but getting maybe 5 hours of actual restorative sleep. The rest is just lying there, thinking about emails. And poor sleep worsens insulin resistance, increases cortisol, makes you crave sugar, and reduces your ability to make good decisions. Which is why you ordered that dog wig on Amazon at midnight. Cool your room to 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit. Blackout curtains. Magnesium glycinate before bed. Talk to your doctor about HRT if hormones are the issue. And no caffeine after 2 p.m. And finally, chronic inflammation. After 40, your immune system starts releasing inflammatory chemicals for funsies. It's called inflammaging, which sounds like a wellness trend, but is actually your body slowly setting itself on fire from the inside. Processed foods, stress, sitting all day, poor sleep, all of it pours gasoline on the inflammation fire. Eat colorful vegetables, omega-3s, berries, move your body, manage stress, get your vitamin D checked. Basically do all the things you know you should do, but keep putting off because you're tired, which you're tired because you're not doing them. Here's the thing. These 7 problems don't exist in isolation. They're interconnected like a very depressing ecosystem. Poor sleep worsens insulin resistance. Insulin resistance drives inflammation. Inflammation accelerates muscle loss. Muscle loss reduces metabolism. And all of it absolutely destroys your energy. But, and here's the good news hidden in this horror show. When you fix one thing, you often improve the others. Better sleep improves insulin sensitivity. Strength training reduces inflammation. Addressing hormones helps everything. So, why are you always tired after 40? Hormones tanking, metabolism betraying you, muscles disappearing, thyroid quiet quitting, iron running low, sleep quality collapsing, and inflammation treating your body like a bonfire. This isn't about accepting fatigue as just part of aging. Your body is changing, yes, but you have way more control than the internet. Or your doctor who sees you for 7 minutes wants you to believe. The real question isn't, why am I tired? It's which of these am I going to fix first? Choose wisely or don't. I'm not your mom. But seriously, get your ferritin checked.